So now we are going to talk about plotting a complex number on a complex plane. Okay? Look at your vertical and horizontal axes. It's not x and y anymore. I know. One of them is labeled as real. The other is labeled as imaginary. I know. So, if I want to plot this number, this complex number, ladies, gentlemen, remember I have some real number in the first slot, and then I have the imaginary number on the end over here, okay? And they're just integers. So negative 4 is just some integer on the real number line, okay? And then 5i is just along my imaginary. So if I wanted to plot this number, it's just a point on my plane. It's as if I were plotting the point negative 4 comma 5 on a normal set of, like on a normal Cartesian plane, right? So I'm just going to go negative 4 in the real direction, and then I go to positive 5i. So I just go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point right there, that's where that number is.
We just have to plot a point.
That's it. That's it. So try 35. So just remember, it's as though you're plotting it's the same idea, right? This is easy peasy. So you go 3 on the real axis and then positive 2 in the imaginary direction. So there is 3 plus 2i.
Would just I be 1 or 0?
So, great question. That's why I wanted to skip 33 for a moment. So if we rewind to 33, now, is this going to be negative 2 here or negative 2 here? Well, what do you think? Yeah, look, that's my imaginary piece. So that goes on the imaginary axis. So I go down 2 units. It's just right there. If I asked you to plot the number 5, just 5, where would that go? On the real, you'd go out real to 5 and put a dot there. If it was 5i, you'd go 5 on the imaginary axis. That's it, okay? So quickly do 36, 37, 38. Easy peasy, right? Once you know what to do with this, it's really not bad. So 36, well, there's 36. Did you go here? Good. Negative 2 on the real, negative 2 in the imaginary direction. 37. I hope you put a dot.
There.
Oh, good. Negative 4 on the real, positive 4 in the imaginary. And then, what's this one going to be?
Over to the left, 4 up 1.
Yeah, because that's just a 1i, right? So, negative 4 up 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's super easy, right? So that's, if I give you questions like this on a test, hopefully you're like, oh good, those are easy points, I just got to plot them, right? Now, a little bit more difficult, but still not that tough. If you look at the last little section here, they're asking you for the absolute value of these numbers. Guys, can someone refresh our memory what the definition of absolute value is? I know you know the answer. Like when I say the absolute value of 3 is,
3.
and the absolute value of negative 3 is,
3.
because absolute value is the distance a number is away from 0, right? So if we look back at, let's look at number 38, for example.
Yes.
If I wanted the absolute value of negative 4 plus I,
4 plus I.
no. What you really want is the length of that line from 0 to that number. Isn't that the distance a number is away from 0? Right? Isn't that the distance the number is away from 0? So that's what you're looking for. Well, guys, how would I find that length?
I know A would do it.
You do what?
I'm thinking about the trig.
The P.
Like you could do 4 and then 1 and then
You're exactly right. Turn it into a triangle. This is 4 units long. This is 1 unit long. It's a right triangle. Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 1 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 1 plus 16 is 17 equals c squared. So c must be
Square root of 7.
square root of 17.
To be so.
That's it. So it's essentially just Pythagorean theorem where those two numbers are a and b. And you don't have to worry about positive or negative because you're going to square them anyway. Okay? So let's watch. Look how you do it without you don't have to graph them every time. You certainly can. So you're just doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where each of these two numbers is a and b. That's it. So 10 is a, negative 2 is b, but you can just call it 2 because I'm just squaring the two numbers. So it doesn't matter if I square negative 2 or positive 2. Doesn't matter. So watch. For this one, I would do 10 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. And then I just solve it, and I'm done. Nope, you don't need it. Because remember, up here, I just told me to go up or down. That's actually a very common error. When kids try to do this, they make it way more complicated by trying to throw an I in there. You just take these two numbers. That's it. You don't worry about the I at all. 10 and 2. So I get 100 plus 4. So whatever the square root of 104 is. 4 and 26, so 2 root 26. Do I have to worry about positive and negative roots? No, because a distance is positive. You never say, I live negative 3 miles from school, do you?
Just go back.
So that's it. These are super easy if you know how to do it. But when we get to the test or quiz, I'm going to see some interesting stuff, I'm sure. Let's try another one together. Let's say we're going to do 40. That's A, that's B. So when I go to do A squared plus B squared equals C squared, again, I don't care that the 10's negative, because negative 10 squared is the same thing as positive 10 squared, right? So if you want to write negative 10 squared, I don't care, as long as you know that negative 10 squared is still 100. So you should have 9 plus 100. So whatever the square root of 109 is. I don't know if anything goes into 109. I think that might be the best I can do.
This is the best thing.
One more super fast. I'll do 48. A and B. So 2 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. 4 plus 16 is 20. Square root of 20 is 2 root 5. Psh. Look at that. Done. As long as you realize, oh, I just take A and B from there. If, I don't know, if you blank on test day, go ahead, plot it like we did here, and then turn it into a triangle. If that's what you want to do, right? You'd be looking for this. So then you would say, okay, make it a triangle. 2, 2. And I would just figure out what that is. It is. So if you know your special rights, if that's 2 and that's 2, this is...
2 radicals.
Yes! Oh my gosh, look at you. So, your homework this evening, let's see, what shall we do? How about
Nothing.
we start at 18 and we do the multiples of 3. So 18 to the end, multiples of 3. To the n, multiples of 3.